This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by one of the UK's current biggest stars, Josh Padley. Josh, before we come on to all the obvious talk, how are you?
I'm very good. Even better now. Next fight's been announced. Matchroom card, multi-fight deal. Eddie Hearn's now my promoter. What's like I say, all good.
I have to ask Josh, is there a way to summarise the past 3 weeks of your life?
Probably say a dream come true almost. You know what I mean? World title opportunity, and then off the back of it getting a multi-fight deal, even though we didn't get the result. Like I say, somebody finally in my corner now, a promotion that's going to back me and got a plan for me, and like I say, I'm just excited for this next stage of my career.
This next stage of your career, obviously, as you mentioned, Eddie Hearn's picked you up, he's taken you under the Matchroom roster. How easy of a decision was that for you?
We had a one-fight deal in the original Shakur fight, so because we knew that we were giving a lot away on that one, and we were sort of selling ourselves a little bit short, so we thought rather than get kicked to the curb if we lose, at least we've got something to come back on. And then given that Monday morning voice note off Eddie saying, how would you think to a multi-fight deal with myself, which perfect outcome, you know what I mean? It weren't much. I didn't take much negotiations. I went straight for it.
On that note, and when you had that multi-fight negotiations, what was the plan that Eddie wanted to put into place for you now moving forward to try and guide your career towards those big fights without just jumping in at the deep end on 3 days' notice like you did previously?
Exactly that. The last two fights have been massive fights, massive underdogs in both of them fights, massive reward, risk fights. So next stage of my career, obviously now, well, the next fight, come down a few levels, get back to winning ways. Seeing as though I've just jumped in there with, like I say, a pound-for-pound star on 4 days' notice, get back to winning ways, and then we're going to decide whether we're going to campaign at super featherweight or lightweight, depending on how this one goes.
What is this fight going to be at for you then?
This one's at lightweight, title lightweight with a full camp, because I've never actually done a full camp at lightweight. The Chamberlain fight got moved to 140. So I'm interested to see how I feel with a full camp off work, no working at 135.
How are you finding retirement from working life, fully focused on boxing?
Busy, you know what I mean? It's busy with interviews, everyone wants to talk to me. Training twice a day, which is good, dreams of. And then, like I say, Matchroom got on the phone Wednesday saying you need to be in London for Friday press conference, so perfect.
We haven't got an opponent yet for your next outing. Have you got anybody in mind? There's
a few names floating about, like I say, coming down a few levels in comparison to obviously Chamberlain and Shakur. Get back to winning ways, get that win under my belt, and then we'll come up with a proper game plan. But again, I want someone decent who's going to come actually win, and try and test me.
Just going to obviously go back to that fight with Shakur. A bit of time now to reflect on. Have you watched it back? Have you looked back on any of it?
I have not watched it yet. No, I've had that question a few times. I've watched it. I hadn't brought myself around to watching it.
What's that? What?
Loss in it. First loss as a pro. I didn't go just to make the numbers up. I actually went to win and get that belt. That's what my mindset in it. So, bit of a bitter pill to swallow almost. But a few people have watched it back since. A few of my mates and that have said, you need to watch it. You've made a good account for yourself, nothing to be ashamed of, sort of thing. But I'll get round to it when I'm ready.
No, Josh, I completely understand why you went there to win. You didn't go there just to make up the numbers, and you did give a great account of yourself, and you could see that in the fight. It was very tough. You gave it your best. On 2-3 days' notice, anybody would struggle in that situation. Never mind somebody who, like yourself, hasn't boxed at that level. Do you take comfort from that though, when you have your friends telling you, like, no, you gave a very good account of yourself?
Yeah, I take comfort from that, and I know obviously, given a full camp, I know it'd have been a different outcome. I know I'd have been able to survive throughout that, and I'd have made it more competitive given my time and etc. Would have been there a little bit more. But I'm excited now with this next stage of my career, being a full-time athlete, that I want to work back up to that stage and get to that level.
I saw Shakur tweeting you after the fight saying he was in London, he wanted to come and meet up with you. Did you guys manage to catch up?
No, we didn't. No, like I say, we had the heads up on the fight date, so no celebration for me. Back straight in the gym. Like I said, didn't really have a tolling camp before 4 days. You know what I mean? All pretty fresh, so straight back to it now.
Josh, I also want to ask you about Maxi Hughes. There was a lot of talk that they was trying to make a fight that as easy as if GBM. Was it something you was exploring at all?
It was something that we were potentially going to entertain. Yeah, prior to that, we had the offer like 3 weeks before. We thought it were worth more than what they were offering. They'd slowly kept coming up in the money, not to what we were asking for. And then the Shakur fight come along, which blew that completely out of the water. And then prior to that, they'd obviously said that they'd sent an official offer afterwards, but we'd had the official offer 3 weeks ago, which weren't good enough. I think they were just after a bit of PR off at back. Obviously, everyone's got behind me since that. But now my career is in Matchroom's hands. I'm going to leave them. They're going to come up with a plan for what's next. If it is that fight, it's that fight. I think I've proved already that I'm not scared of fighting anybody. But we'll just see what's best for me.
Do you feel like, and again, it's not the result you wanted, but because of that Shakur fight, your own value and what you deem to be worth now, it's gone up alongside that?
Of course it has, yeah. And obviously now I've got a promotional team behind me. The last 2 fights I've took without a promoter because I ain't had any other options. Maxi Hughes fight, when that first come, we didn't have any other options, hence why we were entertaining it. So now the landscape has changed. I've got options. We're just going to see what's best for us now.
Do you think at some point an all Yorkshire fight with Maxi is one which you could get behind, or something you'd be interested in?
I'm interested in whatever does best for my career. Like I say, fighting Chamberlain and Shakur proves that I'm not scared of anybody. If that is what's best for my career, and Matchroom think that's what's best, then that's what I'll do. I'm not bothered about it, but I'll leave that in their hands now.
Josh, listen, I appreciate your time. I'm sure you want to try and have a bit of downtime, get into camp, get into the thing which you enjoy most, which is boxing.
Yep.
So good luck with all of that. I'm sure I'll see you in the build-up, and thanks for speaking to me in Boxing News.
Thank you.